But before you go to immigration, there's another security filter in which I was told that I have to go into a separate room. Somebody looked at my passport, and when I went to that separate room, it wasn't a room, it was like a corner divided by a fake wall. And they said that I have to leave there all the local currency that I have, all the nairas. So the woman told me that I have to leave all my money there, and I said, well, very good, because I don't have any nairas. And then she laughed and she asked me if I have some dollars, and I said I don't have dollars, which was also true. I just had some euros, but of course nobody asked me if I had euros, so I didn't say that I have euros. I said I have no money. And then she told me, okay, you can go. And then finally I arrived at the immigration, when I was also greeted by, do you have something for us? Can you give us something? And of course I joked. I said that I don't have anything, that I have nothing. I don't have any gifts, I don't have any money. Asking me for money, this should never happen, especially in a country like Nigeria. It's a huge country. I think Nigerians are fighters, as I've told you on in Instagram. Most of the Nigerians that I met are very cool people. I don't understand how you guys who are YouTubers can live in Nigeria, because I find that the biggest problem for a YouTuber in Nigeria is filming. Wherever you go, wherever you film, people are not friendly when it comes to camera. People are not used to being filmed, and of course it makes the whole job a bit tedious. I understood that this is part of the culture, and I was trying my best to be as respectful as possible. Also, because I've learned from your videos that this thing with asking gifts is part also of the culture. It happened to me on the street, it happened to me everywhere, people just asking stuff from me, but in a not rude, very, very, very normal. But I think there's a very big difference between a casual citizen who walks up to you on the street and asks something, and an immigration officer, a person who represents the authority of that country.
Hi guys, I have spoken a lot on the state of the Lagos International Airport with regard to the constant and sometimes, aggressive begging and extortion acts. I have definitely seen some improvements since I passed through the airport in December 2021. Many of you guys out there have always asked me about Abuja Airport. You're like, Funke, how about Abuja Airport? How does it compare to Lagos Airport? I personally haven't flown through the airport in recent years, but the overall feedback from the community has been that Abuja International Airport is better than Lagos International Airport, with significantly less issues and outcry by passengers. Many of you reason this to be because there are many government agencies that are based in Abuja, so they can't really try nonsense with people passing through, in case the person turns out to be one oga that can basically deal with them. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some travel feedback or travel experience from Romania's largest travel content creator, Catalin of Backpack Your Life. He has over 600,000 subscribers and recently explored Nigeria, visiting Abuja, Lagos, and other places in the country. He created an exclusive video for me after seeing my work highlighting the issues with our airport. He shares feedback not only on his experience in Nigeria, navigating travel, but also on his preparations, trying to get a visa process coming into Nigeria. I will be playing the video he created and sort of reacting and commenting on it. I think it's a great video for you guys to watch if you're Nigerian, because it gives you sort of a perspective of how the process of an outsider, what, I guess the pain points that they experience coming into the country, right? And also, if you are a foreigner thinking about visiting Nigeria, sort of helps you sort of navigate, or helps you better understand in terms of expectations, right, of the process. Bearing in mind that everyone's process is quite unique and can be very different too. But before I jump into the video, for those of you that have seen my face for the first time, my name is Sassy Funke, and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator, really creating to help Nigerian travelers globally, right, travel better and smarter. If that is something that might interest you, or you feel you can benefit from my content, please hit that subscribe button down below, that red button down below, click it, yes? I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, and you can make it happen. So please, 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 please hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget again to give this video a huge thumbs up. I am now going to play Catalin's video, and we can sort of like, I'll talk over it, right, at different points in time. What I also make sure to do is actually to put chapters so that you guys can easily navigate different parts of his journey, right? Easily if you want to jump between screens or jump between sections, yeah? So let's go.
Hello Sassy, my name is Catalin. I'm a 36-year-old YouTuber from Romania. Currently, I have the largest and biggest YouTube channel based on travels in my country. My channel is called Backpack Your Life. I'm being followed by more than 500,000 subscribers. I would like to start this video by thanking you for the amazing job you're doing with your channel. I stumbled upon it around 2 weeks prior to my trip to Nigeria, trip that just ended less than 36 hours ago. And I wanted to tell you what is, and your audience, of course, I want to tell you something about my overall impression about Nigeria, about the people at the airport and so on.
You again? I heard that you are here greeting John.
Hello. Uber cancelled on me after 10 minutes. Cancel.
Cancel. I'll take you and come back.
Okay, how much? Round trip.
Round trip, maybe like 20.
Whoa.
Actually, I don't even know where he's going, but 20,000 naira seems like a lot, but maybe he's going far.
I'm gonna pay. You're gonna fly.
No, my friend, it's very expensive, 90,000.
Yeah, how much you gonna pay?
I want to try.
Wait.
I want to try Nigerian way. Nigerian way, you eat with hands.
Yeah.
Okay, I eat Nigerian way.
We are happy to see you, Mr. Kata. We are happy to see you, Mr. Kata. Welcome, Mr. Kata. One more time. Welcome.
Okay, so first of all, I have to say that I applied for a visa, which was a pretty tedious process. The information that was given to me there, it was lackluster. I called the embassy many times. After I paid $220 for a 2 months visa. And when I arrived at the airport, I was...
Okay, I'm just gonna interject here. We need to start making, if we want to take tourism seriously, we need to start making our visas a little bit more affordable, right? But I don't know.
Airport, I was just given 1 month without any explanation, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so the visa process in itself.
Okay, so he just mentioned there that he was only given 1 month visa, even though he applied for a 2-month visa. I don't know whether, as in you guys that get visas, maybe, I know for some visas, they only give you a 30-day stay each time you come into the country, even if you have a certain duration, but yeah.
Process in itself, it was not an easy one. It was, as I said, they were calling me asking for more things. It wasn't settled from the beginning. You need to send us these documents, you need to pay, and after that you're going to get a response. No, it's only first you need to pay, and then you need these documents, and then you need more documents, and then you should come next week, and then you need more documents, and so on. Before arriving to Lagos, I flew from Bucharest to Cairo, Egypt, and then to Lagos. Of course, I was petrified about the things that I read about Lagos airport. When we landed there, during I think 1.5 hours, 3 planes landed. So basically there were many people. There were just 2 immigration officers who were handling the foreigners, and another 4 immigration officers that were handling the Nigerians. But everything was much smoother with the Nigerians, and this is normal. It was strange that after all the Nigerians crossed the immigration, we, the foreigners, were left with just 2 people, and the other 4 immigration officers for 2.5, close to 3 hours, didn't do absolutely anything.
I'm actually going to interject here, guys. This is actually how I feel sometimes before I actually had my British citizenship. And I used to go into London, right? And I would notice there were so many people attending to the British citizens or European citizens. And for the rest of the world, it was like hardly anybody, you know? I don't know if you guys remember this, hardly anyone. And even after, you know, there were literally no more British or European citizens on that queue anymore, those officers will not even, like that time, maybe they've changed now, or back in the day, they would just be like staying there and not like attending to the people that are actually there. But anyway, I just thought it's interesting that it's sort of similar.
I actually was very curious to find out how much time are they spending with every and each passenger. So I think every passenger spent between 3.5 to 5 minutes at the immigration office, which seemed an eternity. I stayed close to 5 hours over there. Nobody asked me for any bribes. Everybody treated me perfectly. But it was also during that time in which that whole thing with the corruption at the airport was viral. So I think maybe they said, okay, we should tone it down. After that, after I got my stamp.
So imagine that. We need to do better. Like, imagine someone takes 5 hours, right, to clear immigration airport. Like, I feel like immigration needs to work on that. And bear in mind that it's not as if we're like a massive hub for like 20 flights a day coming through our airports like at the same time. So 5 hours is just, and yes.
When I left to get to my Uber, everything was okay. Nobody asked absolutely anything from me, but my expectations were very low. So yeah, I was also very careful. Everything was okay. I spent 1 month in the country. I stayed in Lagos, Ibadan, and Abuja. I think that the media doesn't do justice to your country, but still there are many things that could be improved. Fast forward 1 month, I had my flight.
I'll interject here. I think he's completely right that the media does not do a lot of justice to our country, and that's why the likes of Tayo Aino, everybody has a part to play, right, to basically change the narrative and create the narrative that they want to create, right, while also not lying but being honest, right? So I do agree completely. Like, Lagos, Nigeria, there are many beautiful parts, right, but I guess there are things that needs to be worked on. And yeah,
my flight from Abuja to Baghdad, where I am in this moment, and I arrived at the airport 8 hours before my flight because I felt that I'm going to have some problems.
Okay, so it's really interesting that I guess a lot of people do this. They get to the airport. I think they're talking about Abuja Airport. They actually got there 8 hours before his flight, right? Which might seem mind-blowing for somebody in the West, right? Why would you go 8 hours before your flight, but to avoid stories that touch, that is what people do. And actually, I would love to hear from you guys. How far in advance do you go to the airport to Nigeria? Like 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour? No, 1 hour maybe, if you have no check-in luggage. Like, let me know in the comment section below.
Problems. When I went to the check-in counter, and they asked me where are you flying to, and I said I'm flying to Baghdad, to Iraq. They couldn't believe that. They didn't want to allow me to board the plane. They kept me in a corner for 4 hours, asking me many times, why am I going there, why am I going there? After that, asking me if I have a visa. I told them that I don't need a visa to come here, that there's a new policy from September 2021 in which people from 38 countries all over the world are allowed to enter without any prior documents. You just show up at the border, at the airport, and you pay and you get a visa. They couldn't find this information, and then I told them that
I absolutely love what he said. I think this is what is so powerful, or a powerful lesson for many Nigerians, right? Just being aware of what the rules are. Sometimes you yourself even know the rules better than anybody else because you're up to date if you're keeping abreast of information. So here's my plug, guys. Definitely follow Travel to Nigeria on Instagram if you're not already following, because we try and give people like updated information in in digestible format, so it's quicker than YouTube, whereby I talk a lot and I deep dive into rules and protocols. I feel if you follow Travel to Nigeria on Instagram, you get much more like quick info. And not only that, I'm actually now on TikTok, by the way, where I'm creating travel information in fun, easily digestible ways. So follow me on TikTok at Sassy Funke too, if you're on TikTok.
Visa, they couldn't find this information, and then I told them that they could Google it, and they said no, that's not an official information. And then I asked them, but you don't have like an internal database with all these regulations? And they said, oh wait, we are going to send an email. They sent an email somewhere, and after 1.5 hours I searched for that guy and I asked him, where did you send the email? And the guy told me that he actually sent the email to the local authorities in Baghdad. And I said, but nobody's going to reply to you. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You have to search it somewhere. And then another almost 2 hours later, so I arrived 8 hours at the airport. I went to the check-in counter. Well, before the check-in counter, there's like a security checkpoint, more or less. 7 hours before that, I stayed there close to 4.5 hours, and after that I was taken into a separate room, which I was asked the same questions. Nobody knew anything. They didn't allow to board me the plane. I was sure 100% I'm going to be able to board the plane. And 1.5 hours before my flight, I went and I spoke to this guy, and I told him, but you cannot call someone. You really rely on an email to send to local authorities in a country. They're not going to reply to you now. What are you expecting? That they are going to be there refreshing their inbox and sending replies to everyone? It doesn't happen this way. And then he found out, he searched for a phone number, he added someone in WhatsApp, he took a photo of my passport, he sent that photo to someone, and then I also showed him on Google. He also saw that from that person. He said, okay, you might go to the, you may go to the check-in counter to Qatar. I was flying with Qatar Airways. I arrived there, everything was okay. I was given my boarding pass, and then I had to go to immigration. But before you go to immigration, there's another security filter, in which I was told that I have to go into a separate room. Somebody looked at my passport, and when I went in that separate room, it wasn't a room, it was like a corner divided by a fake wall. And they said that I have to leave there all the local currency that I have, all the nairas. The thing is that I didn't have any naira.
Wait, have you guys experienced this before, whereby they have told you to leave local currencies? I know in countries like Congo, they do it actually. They tell you that you can't take their currency out of the country. But it's actually my first time of ever hearing that Nigeria actually does this, and it's actually, I know in Congo it's actually like a rule whereby you can't take the currency out. Is it a rule in Nigeria? Is this new, or is this just, I don't know.
When I left Abuja, I think I had close to 3,000 naira, but I knew that something might happen in the airport, so I just tipped the cab driver. I ordered a Bolt and I gave him all the cash I had because I knew that I was going to need it. So the woman told me that I have to leave all my money there, and I said, well, very good, because I don't have any nairas. And then she laughed and she asked me if I have some dollars, and I said I don't have dollars, which is also true. I just had some euros. But of course, nobody asked me if I had euros, so I didn't say that I have euros. I said I have no money.
Okay, the fact that the person asked that, does he have dollars, right? If he doesn't have naira, it shows that it doesn't show that this is quite clean. Or what do you guys think? Like, it's actually sad. It's sad that people don't know that the impact or the damage that their little acts of, you know, trying to extort or beg people for money is having on the country, right? I think I want to stipulate here that I know there are a lot of good, hardworking people at the airports, right? And not everyone is, you know, fraudulent or whatever. But the truth is, it takes one person. It takes one drop of paint to basically like contaminate everything else, right? So
I have no money. And then she told me, okay, you can go. And then finally I arrived at the immigration, when I was also greeted by, do you have something for us? Can you give us something? And of course I joked. I said that I don't have anything, that I have nothing. I don't have any gifts, I don't have any money. And the lady asked me if, when I'm going to come back to Nigeria, if I'm able to bring her something, like a gift or whatever, because it's December, so it's Christmas month, and it's normal because people at the airport are hardworking and so on. I just smiled, and everything was okay.
guys, this is Abuja Airport, as in the airport that, you know, we've been praying for Lagos to sort of mimic, right? It seems that they're not so clean themselves, right? So Abuja Airport needs to step up.
Okay, so yes, the fact that for me, what I realize now while filming this video, that I see this as a normality now, coming from Nigeria and being prepared that this situation might happen somewhere on my trip. It's really what scares me, because this is not normal. Your first contact with a country and your last contact with a country is through the airport. I'm not going to talk about the state in which the airport in Lagos is. I'm not going to say that I think it's one of the worst airports I have ever been to in my life. As I said, I've traveled all over the world, from Latin America to Asia, to wherever you may think, or whatever part of the world you want to talk about. And I've never seen anything like this. Everything was very slow. Nobody was rushing. Nobody was thinking about efficiency.
I'm actually going to say something I experienced when I arrived back from Ghana in Nigeria at the airport in Lagos on the 26th, Boxing Day, right, 2021. And I was in line and there was a, what's it called? I think I was in a priority line for the non-Nigerians, but there was a foreigner, I think an American guy in front of me, and it was so slow, like so slow. It got to a point, the American guy just went and said, "What's going on? Like, you guys, like, fast, fast." I was just like watching, like, as an immigration officials, and they had no choice so but to like speed it up, because it shouldn't be slow. Abba, people are tired now from their flight. You shouldn't not be taking slow process. Anyways, let's keep going before I digress.
But I'm going to say, okay, maybe you're like, I don't know, my nitpicking, so I shouldn't think about this. But this should be improved. This should be improved. And the thing with hearing an immigration officer asking me for money, this should never happen.
Never.
Especially in a country like Nigeria. It's a huge country. I think the Nigerians are fighters, as I've told you on in Instagram. Most of the Nigerians that I met are very cool people. I don't understand how you guys, who are YouTubers, can live in Nigeria, because I find that the biggest problem for a YouTuber in Nigeria is filming. Wherever you go, wherever you film, people are not friendly when it comes to camera. People are not used to being filmed, and of course it makes the whole job a bit tedious.
A pain.
I understood that this is part of the culture, and I was trying my best to be as respectful as possible. Also, because I've learned from your videos that this thing with asking gifts is part also of the culture. It happened to me on the street, it happened to me everywhere, people just asking stuff from me, but in a not rude, very normal. But I think there's a very big difference between a casual citizen who walks up to you on the street and asks something, and an immigration officer, a person who represents the authority of that country. So yeah, this has to be taken care of, because it's bringing a very bad light.
Honestly, that point that Catalin raised is the point. I know a lot of people, even on the Travel to Nigeria page, some people are like, oh, you know, begging happens, if you just leave this case and not keep talking about it. But yes, there's a huge difference between a government entity, right, than just random people on the streets begging for money. There's a huge difference. We should not allow that behavior to seep into our formal institutions. That is the point.
Bad light to your country. If, for example, you're not a well-seasoned traveler and you go to Nigeria and you have problems at Lagos airport, and then you also have problems in Abuja, you're going to leave the country and say that, oh my God, this place is horrible, I'm never going to come back here.
Exactly. I think that point also that he raised is that, you know, people are going to forget about the experience in the country, but the airport is the first and last port of contact for any traveler coming and leaving the country. If you have a negative experience at those points, you're going to basically say the country is nonsense as a whole, right? So let's do our best as a nation to make sure that, you know, the airport, like, that is an important element of a traveler's journey. It really defines how they feel about your country. So we need to lock that up and make it better.
But of course, it's not the case with me, because as I said, I'm a seasoned traveler, and also I've done my lesson when it comes to Nigeria. I just want you to know that you're doing an amazing job, that you're working a lot hard in order to change the situation at the airport there. So I just wanted to make this video in order to tell you what is the state of the Abuja airport in December 2021. Again, thank you so much for your videos. I love Nigeria, and yeah, keep up the good work.
Gosh, first of all, thank you, Catalin, for creating that incredible video feedback. I believe it's really important for everyone to share their stories, because it seems for our governments, our, you know, for our airport entities and authorities, that, you know, media, you know, bad press is what gets them moving. Like, that's what we've learned, basically. Like, unless people are ashamed, they're not motivated to moving forward. Right, so thank you for sharing your experience on Abuja Airport, and to basically highlight that Abuja is not so clean, right? Abuja still needs to be worked on too. Also, thank you for overall for coming to Nigeria. And I know you did some work with regard to raising money for some entities in the country. So thank you for your support on that too, Catalin. So to you guys, I love how honest Catalin was with regard to his experience, you know, highlighting the good, the bad, his own personal journey. I think the key takeaways, right? Two main takeaways is that we have work to do as a government and as a people to, one, make it easier for people to think of Nigeria as a place worth visiting with regard to, you know, making visa processes easier for people, and also clarifying a little bit more what the visa, when they're giving visas, what it means. Like he said, he was given he asked for a 2-month visa. He wanted to be there for 2 months, and it was only given 1 month on arrival, right? There's a bit of a discrepancy between what he asked for and paid for and what he was given. And that was never explained away as to why. And I think, secondly, of course, we need to get rid of the begging and corruption at our airports. We need to figure out ways to disincentivize people from doing the wrong thing. I don't know if that's right. As he said, you know, begging can happen outside of the airport, but it shouldn't be happening in the government institutions like the airport. I would love to hear your own personal thoughts on the video, like what stood out for you with regard to Catalin's experience. What do you think? I don't know, what has been your own experience over the past maybe 1 month or so at the airport too? Because I know that, you know, FAM, the government agency, is working behind the scenes to make the airport better. Like, have you seen those changes? And if you've seen changes, what exactly are those changes? Make sure you leave everything in the comment section below, as I'll be engaging with you guys there. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Thank you for watching and staying till the end. And you know what, if you made it here, just leave a comment also below and say sassy sassy. I know I've been telling you to make a lot of comments, but make them all. It's free, right? Thank you once again for your love and support on my channel, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.